Right, so what would business actually like to hear from this autumn statement this afternoon? Piers Linney is here. Very good to see you, Piers. Piers, one of the dragons from Dragon's Den. And Karen Betts. Karen is the founder of Nouveau Beauty Group.
Yeah, Nouveau Beauty Group.
Yeah, do you do what, eyelashes and nails? And
yeah, we do
lipsticks
eyelashes,
and...
we do brows, and we do permanent makeup.
Yeah. Isabel, take that woman's card. And actually, so good is Karen at all of this. She is a finalist in the NatWest Every Woman Awards for entrepreneurs, the winners of which are announced tonight.
Yeah,
good
this
luck.
afternoon.
This afternoon. Okay, good luck to you. What do you want to hear from a business point of view on what you do? What can the Chancellor do for you? And in turn, if he does it for you, who can you do it for?
What we can do, the Chancellor, what he can actually, we're looking at the NHS, so that the NHS gets more funding. So we really would like to see that. So if the NHS gets more funding for the treatments that we do, which is the eyebrows and the areola work, the tattooing, this could actually be passed on to those people and passed on to people that we teach so that they're able to get funding for the NHS treatments.
So let me just run past me again. You're saying people who have undergone procedures or maybe lost hair and that sort of thing, they're in hospital, maybe they're having chemotherapy,
That's
something
right,
like that.
Yeah.
You can then, if the public sector encourages your small or medium business, you can go in there, and that's a very good cycle.
It is definitely, and that will give the people more confidence because we're able to do eyebrows, tattoo the eyebrows on the NHS,
right,
and do the areolas as well on the NHS.
Piers, what do you think of that whole concept that big government helps small business like that?
Well, I sit on the Cabinet Office SME panel, and Francis Moore turned up to the last meeting, and I think the government opportunity is 45 billion, and I think what I want to see in the autumn statement and generally from the government is to level the playing field. So huge opportunity for small businesses to grow and to sort of sell into government. And what they are doing, to be fair, is to make it easier. It's very, very difficult, very expensive for SMEs to sell into government. So they're making the payment terms fairer, they're making it easier to go and find where the contracts are, and that's actually happening. So I think most SMEs you talk to, what I'm concerned, level the playing field and access to finance.
By SMEs, you're referring to small and medium-sized enterprises. I mean, we make such a big deal of the autumn statement. Westminster Bubble does as well. How much are small and medium-sized enterprises listening out, hoping for changes today that could affect their business, and what is the real effect for them?
Well, if you're a small business, then it's real. If you're a big business, you've got lots of people that are advising you, but small changes can make a difference. So a big issue people have been talking about is the rate system. So for business, it's about new finance, so investment, debt, equity to fund your growth, but also it's about working capital, taking costs out. So, do you reduce corporation tax? Do you sort out the rate system for the high street operators? And anything like that, even if it's a couple of £100, a couple of £1,000 for a small business, can make a difference.
Karen, I'm just fascinated, with what you do, just, so we got that message across. I mean, you went out to America and you trained to learn about permanent tattooing and things for people who have lost their eyebrows and all that sort of thing. Now, what does that mean in business terms? You employ 182 people, you turn over £7 million a year, 121% financial growth year on year. And yet, I don't think I've ever met anybody who says, I want to start my own business or I want to be self-employed. People seem totally scared. They want a job with a company. Very, very few, if any, want to do it on their own.
Well, very few do, but there is some people that we actually do teach, and the people that we teach, we help them to become more successful, and I hope that I'm actually an inspirational role model for these people to want to go out there and get their own business and be more successful.
How tough was it for you?
Everything's always tough when you first start in business, but it's determination and hard work. So we all know that if we don't work hard, we don't achieve.
How do you deal? I can understand you have the talent to do what you do and you have an ambition maybe in the cosmetic industry and you want to make a change to people's lives. Do you find that there is always a noose around your neck, there's always a burden, there's always some sort of bureaucratic hurdle to jump over? How do you deal with that?
I'm a real positive person and I always think anything always has a solution. So whatever there is, whatever's thrown at me, I always look for a solution.
I don't know where you're hanging out, Eamon, but there's a lot of people who want to start businesses. So you know, I come from
Well,
the
I can
technology
honestly say
sector.
to you, I would be self-employed in my business, and a lot of people, I can tell you, every time everybody wants a staff job. That's what I see.
Well, so I come from the technology sector, and you know, especially as we move more, you know, more of an information economy, that is the engine of growth. SMEs, you know, empires, economies are built by entrepreneurs, and most entrepreneurs, by their very nature, run SMEs. It's 99.9%, I think, of employment. And you're seeing in this country a huge surge in, you know, young people and people that have, you know, had a job for many, many years, coming out of those jobs for various reasons and starting young businesses, high growth businesses.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I've had conversations recently with people, and they always come up with these arguments. But I want to get a mortgage. Can't do that if you're selling. Oh, I want to get a new car. Can't do that. There's a sort of, I don't know, mindset that you're better off being nursed by somebody than doing it on your own.
I mean, I think you said it. I think if you've been in, you know, you can always look an entrepreneur in the eyes, and you will know the pain you've been through.
Yes.
And it's not easy, and that's why if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. It is hard work, but there are benefits in terms of creating, you know, wealth. People work with you, you know, growth, and overall that aggregates into economic growth.
Good lad, good positivity there, Piers. Thank you very much indeed.
There's also benefits that if somebody does want to work for somebody else, people can come to places like us, which is a training academy, and then do additional work as well. You can have an additional career to earn additional money. If you're feeling unsure to start with, start a business where you're just doing so much to start with as a second income.
But that's what the country needs, and sure, you're saying that's what the country needs, and these things, you get higher tax revenues and the chance they can spend it, and they can all do whatever they need to do. Guys, thank you very much indeed. Jacqueline, what have you got after the break?
I've got a lot of goals from all 6 Premier League games last night. Those are coming up, plus find out what Steven Gerrard makes of his Liverpool future after he scored on his return to their starting lineup. And with the pressure mounting to Cook, we build up to this morning's third one-dayer against Sri Lanka.